Maybe I should start posting videos every day, recording every day. At least that will improve my communication, right? It might fix or help me improve where I lack filler words. Like, uh, you know, you know. Welcome back to another video with Fabio Mafia. Will this one be a short one, or will the Holy Spirit also, you know, interject or interfere? I don't know which word to use. Been watching some content, well, immersing myself in a different world, different realm, as one could say, where you minimize distractions, even though you have an itch. You want to watch certain things that do not move the needle in your favor, but you feel like watching it. Vices that you go after might give you or will give you short term pleasure, but long term negative consequences. And I understand. Is you escaping reality? You're stuck in a job, or you're not stuck. It may seem like you're stuck, but you can leave. But I understand. You want to be in a safe and secure place. Jim Rohn once said, regarding risk, he said life is risky. All of it is risky. Walking in Hillbrow is risky. Go ploma le matšhita ka montle is risky. Dating that girl is risky. Starting that business is risky. Life is risky. Life is so risky that you will not get out of it alive. So if life is risky, then take the correct risks needed in order to uplift your life, improve it, take chances. And then he says, well, there are some people who will say, I don't want to take risks. I want to live a safe and secure life. And then he says, okay, huddle up in a corner, sit there. You'll be safe and secure. We'll bring you food, bring you blankets, bring you this, tend to you, feed you, clothe you. We'll do all the stuff for you. And that person will say, what a way to live. That's a boring way to live. Exactly. And then he says, do not seek do not seek safety and security. Look for adventure, excitement. I got to a phase in my journey, in my Christian journey. This is not me saying I'm leaving Christianity. Not Christianity. Leaving Christ. I'll never do that. If I do, I pray by the grace of God I come back. Never. I should never leave truth. In my Christian journey, you read books like Ecclesiastes, where it talks about how life is meaningless. You acquire so much money that will be taken by somebody else who won't appreciate it the same way you appreciate it, and they will spend it in a way that is not the way you wanted it to be spent, or how you live life. And and then you die, or there's a time for this, there's a time for that, there's a time for up, down, left, right, death, living, joy, crying, speaking about how vain life is. And then I got to a point I was like, you know what, then there's no use doing anything, just chill then, right? But then that's selfish, that is a selfish act. And then you learn about being obligated to work for the Apostle Paul, who was the apostle appointed to us Gentiles who are not Jews. It says, it's a verse used, it's a verse that a friend of mine used to post, or still post, I don't know, on his status, about living a quiet life, minding your own business. Minding your own business and working with your hands. Being obligated to work. Earning your own living so that you can feed yourself. You're not out there asking people for handouts. And also he talks about being content. Going into a place where whether they feed you or not, you're still okay. You know that Jesus is with you. And now that I have embarked on this journey, because there's no other way, the alternative is me getting distracted, going to school, getting a job, working for 40 years, getting a retirement. Maybe that is R1,000,000. Maybe. Well, what will that be worth at that time? Maybe 100,000 now. Don't know. Maybe. What will it buy? A vacation, renovation, and that's it. Then back to square one, right? The alternative is boring, safe, and secure. How can you play it safe and secure? When I mean safe and secure, I mean going to school, get a job. I do not mean unrighteous acts, doing bad stuff, evil stuff. Why live in a safe and secure way if you know that you're gonna die? It's not like you're gonna live forever. Yeah, I live safe and secure. Maybe I'll live forever. You're still gonna die. You live safe and secure. You die. You live a life of adventure. You still die. So at least live a life of adventure. Adventure of discovering oneself or discovering truth. Learning about truth. Letting truth become who you are. Emulating the Lord himself. Jesus Christ, as he professed to be the truth. So obviously you live in this place where there's distractions and whatever. As I said, the alternatives are not it. It becomes a boring life because you used to be distracted. And now, the only thing you could do is start a business or tap into your true purpose. Be creative. Start something. Go on an adventure. Go on an adventure. Yeah. Go on an adventure. Live life in the right way. Loving the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul. And loving your neighbor the same way you love yourself. Living a quiet life, being the light of the world. Not consuming certain things. Guarding your heart, guarding your eyes. cutting away certain things, adding certain things, living an intentional life rather than being a spectator like everybody else. Yo, Ishwinzi, yo, Umoni, yo, he did this. What? He did what? How did he? You know? And that changes nothing. Especially when you come from the hood, what will change. That will not help you. You need to be intentional. So many ways to make money out there. Business. Just needs you to learn the skill. Certain skills can be done by other things like AI. You know, wrote a test at my school or college. I used AI and I got high marks. Some will say, why didn't you study? Yeah, I did study, but after my discovery with the 98% 21-year-olds thing, I was like, this thing is useless. This thing is useless. It's taking away my creativity. And if I continue, it's me accepting it continuing to take away the thing that God has put in me so that I may be image and likeness. An aspect of it. Because God created the world, heaven and earth and everything. And He breathed the breath of life in us. And He said we are made in His image and likeness. That means I'm also creative. But for some reason, from 5 years old to 21 years old, it's like your creativity has been taken away, squeezed out of you. So if I continue, that's me saying, yeah, I know they squeeze out my creativity, being a hearer and a doer. Learn from Dr. Myron Golden. You are like a man who wakes up in the morning, looks in the mirror and sees that he is all raggedy looking. And you notice you are all raggedy looking. You know the truth, but you still put on clothes and walk out. Deceiving yourself. You're living a lie. And you know it. You saw the ugliness. You saw the raggediness. You saw the squeezing of creativity. But you still went on with the path. Yeah, baretsa so. Maretletsa. Safety and security. An insight I learned from Iman Gadzi today. We have this certain let me just speak about me because I don't know about y'all. Whenever we see these people who are monumental figures, big figures, whether it's artists, musicians, dancers, and all these people, it's like it almost feels like they were born for it. You know what I mean? Like yeah, Messi's born for soccer. Ronaldo was born for this, and then it seems like you are not born for anything, and they were the chosen ones. And then he spoke about how Benjamin Franklin Thomas Jefferson was a lawyer standing for the British government. And he was standing up for things he did not agree with. Safe and security. And he said, he was talking about Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and I forgot who's the third one. How they were subordinates, something like that. Spectators. right? Benjamin Franklin or somebody, I forgot who it is, he said, I am a puppet dancing to tunes I did not choose. Well, one said, I am not the master of my actions. It's like I'm being controlled, being told to do this and that. That's what happens when you don't live an intentional life. You follow the crowd. Something I realized also, how do you say realized, is that once you see yourself following the crowd, you should know, hey, there's some safety and security thing I'm doing here. I'm going in the wrong way. Something I realized. So he was like, these people were subordinates. I'm like, so these people were not born to be what they are. The third person was Elon Musk. If not third or fourth, right? How Elon Musk used to work a job before he started all he did. Subordinate. But who realized that they had some true potential, they had some power, they had some thing in them. They could do something. But because of safety and security, and I understand, I could link this to this guy I follow. I think it's Quan Pratov, or I don't know how you say it. He made a reel about about addiction or something. And then he walks in. Hey, I tried this, it didn't work, I can't stop, whatever. And then he kept on he was speaking about verses, referencing verses in the Bible. And then he said, you get to a point, I'm paraphrasing, you get to a point where you say, I recognize that I'm living a false life. I'm living a lie. Well, same thing. I'm living a life I do not want to live. I want to stop this. He says it is easier to say you want to stop, but to secretly hold on to it. I was like, yo, that's facts. One can say, I want to stop smoking, but secretly hold on to smoking. Right? Or certain things. Why? Because those things provide safety and security. Even though they have long-term negative consequences, they provide you with safety and security. Relief, They are your safe place. And so stepping out of that, it becomes a risk. Life is risky. Tapping into your creativity becomes a risk. It wasn't a risk when you were 5 years old, but it's a risk when you're 21 years old, because now you've been programmed. You've been programmed to think you cannot live without us. If you leave the system, you won't survive. So I understand. I was once you. But we need to tap out of that. Realize that, this is not my full potential. They're trying to make me a functional person. In the words of John D. Rockefeller, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. That's how he invested into the school system. Interesting. So this video is about encouraging you to not live a life of distractions. As I said, I was watching some reels on Instagram. It tends Instagram, you might say not interested, but still it'll suggest certain folly to you. And I understand people are programmed to act that way, so they'll post whatever they post. You look at that and like, man, if only they knew what potential they had, they wouldn't be doing that. Leave the life of distractions and live a life of intention. In the words of Dr. Myron Golden. Self-reflect. Feedback is the breakfast of all champions. A certain South African entrepreneur said, Bulelani Bala, if I'm not wrong. And then you self-reflect, feedback, seeking a life of adventure, becoming a critical thinker, seeing where you're at and understanding where you're at. You have money, I don't have money. I don't have money, I have money. I have these resources, I have a phone, I have Wi-Fi. Maybe ke sign up le SASSA ke thole 350 I think ntla mpatalla da ene nka mpatalla da ene ke kgona at least go what wabo. Become a man with a plan so you can move forward. Or see, I understand. You relapse. Maybe I should get a job. Maybe I should go back to school. Maybe I'll get a PhD. Maybe, it'll all work out. That's the safe route. This the secure route. It made you addicted to it. And that's not who you are. I'm not saying anything about the jobs. You can get a job and, but then, there must be some next step. There must be some adventure. My guy, I got a job. I did this and I did that, A nice story. Tell your kids. Like, Dad, how do you get this car? Man, you know what? I did this and that and that. Not be that guy who talks about how you got all the girls, but you have no car, my guy. You don't have a car. You don't have a house. You don't have anything to give your son after you die. You have no characters, no characteristics, no wisdom to distill in him. Nothing. What you gonna say to him? Yeah, I'm fine now. It's nice. She. Kanka life serious with. Yeah, tama go skela uyithuti. Thole span utlaba mnati. Then my guy's out here on the Instagram. He sees people like me and those who decided to take action. And he's like, yeah, I want to be like that guy. Then your son starts seeing us as role models. Wouldn't blame him. Because that's what I did. That's what you do now. Or I do. And then he pursues that. And then you'll stop him. This spawn into you. I don't know why. Must learn to understand why. I understand the fact that it's an old system and it used to work back then, so that's why they still promote it now. But I feel like it'll still have the same effect in the coming years. Some will still say go to school, get a job. Even though they were not born in an era where that worked. They'll still say that. Go to school, get a job. Safety and security. Or maybe it's the negativity that we always listen to. You know what I mean? Something negative happens. Yeah, wabo. That's like you get in school uthole spot. Something negative happens. Wabo, born. That's like you like I think that's it. Yeah, it's something that validates or agrees with their mindset or their way of thinking or the option they have. It gives them a reason to tell you, yeah, safety and security. You see, when you don't have safety and security, they show some guy who scams people. Wabo, motho wa scam ka ba kena school. I think that's it. It's no more about understanding anymore whether you were born in an era that worked and whatever. It's you justifying your safety and security, your safe place. You're doing what I used to do with my vices, with girls and certain lusts and things and, going out and, parties and wanting to live that life. You justify it because you thinking must trying to enjoy life. I can't skip a phase. And yeah, I think that's it, justifying. But I understand. You want to leave a place, but secretly you hold on to it, You're addicted. It's fine. I understand. But that's not me. I hope that's not you. And if that is you, completely understand. But you should know that life will yield certain results. And don't complain about them. A man looks in the mirror, sees how he looks ugly, but still puts on clothes and walks out. Don't forget it. Don't say, ish, yeah, ish, I look bad. Yeah, because this. No, just say, yeah, I look bad, but I still put clothes on. How? Ganja. I don't understand. I don't know. Be honest. So, do not rob yourself of living the life like everybody else. 98% of all people are functional people, programmed. It's always been like that ever since. Jesus' time, there were people who woke up, people who followed Jesus, but there were some who wanted him to be crucified, who threw stones at him, who didn't accept him. Jesus' time, Muammar Gaddafi wanted to create something that is different. I'm not saying he's a hero or whatever. He's a hero to some people. He's a hero to me, I don't know. Maybe he's just a mere man trying to bring change. A subordinate man who decides to wake up and to lead a revolution. And then all of a sudden he gets killed by his own people. So a lot of people are functional people. And you cannot place your bet on functional people because they stand for nothing. They are like waves being blown by the wind, back and forth. You don't know whether it's coming or going. Yeah, I believe in you. You wacky. No structure. So I don't lean on man. I lean on God. God doesn't change. Neither does he lie. So I lean on him and he said I'm creative, so I'm going to lean on that. I'm going to lean on what he said and lean on my creativity. And understand who's taking that creativity away and how to get it back. Him being the source. So I go to him. So that's the encouragement. I thought this was going to be a short video. But those are the thoughts I have. You have things to offer to the world. Yeah, there's a reason why you are alive. There's a reason why you are breathing today. There's a reason why God kept you alive till today. Some people did not live today. Some people died 5 minutes ago, yesterday. But you are here for a reason. And that reason is not to faith. really partying, being too occupied with eating and drinking, like the people in Sodom and Gomorrah in Noah's time, indulging in sexual immorality, stealing, murder, orgies, men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women. Nyaga nyaga fair, leaving man to his own devices, being distracted, normalizing certain things that shouldn't be normalized because they are illogical. No reason towards them. You want to experience pleasure? Bruv. That's the basis of this discussion. Or my thoughts is that you're robbing yourself. You might not realize it. You're blind. But you have so much potential. And in the near future, maybe I'll listen to this again. I'll be like, man, this guy was spitting. But yeah, man, continue on your path. Sometimes it may feel like, wait. That's why you need truth. At least with truth and cause and effect, actions have consequence. 1 + 1 = 2. If you carry on like your friends, the next 5 years are gonna look like the previous 5 years. Stressful, filled with complaints, and you being in a place you don't want to be in. So at least if I don't do something, that's what I like to say. My guy, if you don't do anything, you deserve to be poor. And you have nobody to blame. You know that truth. Simple. Once you know that truth, but even though, you are a doer, not a hearer, you may know truth and still not do anything about it. But at least to those who can, you learn the truth to be like, yeah, if we carry on like this, gents, we're gonna be poor. If they say, live a little, Dwana, boop, 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 then, they're still stuck in that era, my guy, but you're not made for that. You gotta change, bro. Spend less time. Don't love it, so I keep busy, my teeth. Keep on saying that. You'll see them just leave little by little. You busy elevating. And then pow. You're on a different level. But if you compensate, get him pinchitsaka. Those mpinchitsaka won't be there when your family is in need. When they want support financially, mentally, won't be there. I'll say ngwana mfethu and what umkinya private school mara o khona afford. All they say is ntwana wethu bophelo mfethu bo rough for rona kaofela. So bruv, gents, if you don't do anything, bruv, you deserve to be poor. If you don't do the right things, then you'll get the consequences of the actions you implemented. Farmers who wait for good weather will never harvest. If you do not sow, you will not reap. If you sow, you will reap. Keep on sowing. Sow your seeds in many waters. You don't know which one will do. Some of your seeds may fall in certain places, but at least some of them will fall in the right place. At least you tried. Not living an average life. Trying all these things, taking photos, having a personal brand or whatever, doing something. Not just being stagnant. To be outstanding, you need to stand out. To be seen. You need to be part of the seed, if that makes sense. I just made that up. That's it for today. Keep on growing. Keep on doing what you need to do. Grow in critical thinking. Seek truth. Critical thinking, emotional intelligence, adaptability, you know, communication, interpersonal relationship skills, the essential skills that everybody who was thriving in different ages and times and generations learn those skills. You'll be G. And it's constant development. It doesn't end. And then you'll be different, my guy. You'll be monumental figure. But you do not forget our Heavenly Father who done grace you with opportunity, grace you with life, the air that you breathe, your defining factor, your identity.